AI is not power. Control is.
You think AI belongs to everyone. Only a few control it.
All right, let's cut right to the chase. We need to have a serious talk about who really owns artificial intelligence. Because somewhere along the line, you were probably told a story. A nice story about AI being for everyone, about democratization. But is that what's really happening? We need to look past the marketing and ask a much tougher question.
The promise was fantastic, right? Democracy, access for all, a new era of creativity. The reality, though, is shaping up to be something totally different. Instead of democracy, we're seeing control. Instead of open access, we're seeing massive infrastructure barriers. And instead of creativity for everyone, we're seeing a huge consolidation of power.
Okay, so let's dig in. To really get who owns AI, you have to stop thinking about it like it's just some magical code in the cloud. It's not. AI is a physical thing, a vast material real-world infrastructure.
This is what I'm talking about. The actual chips, the sprawling server farms, the miles of fiber optic cables, the cooling systems, the power plants that feed them. This is the physical foundation. And here's the bottom line. Whoever controls this foundation controls AI. And this entire global infrastructure, this whole new form of power, it can actually be broken down into just 3 essential pillars.
These are the absolute non-negotiables: compute, data, and energy. If you're missing even one of these, you're not in the game. You can't even compete. So let's break down each one.
First up, compute. This is the raw horsepower. We're talking about those highly specialized computer chips, the GPUs, that are absolutely critical for training these massive AI models. Without them, AI is just an idea on a whiteboard.
And here's the first major choke point. The market for these advanced chips is not a free-for-all. It's an oligopoly, completely dominated by a tiny number of companies. Access to the best compute isn't a given. It's something that is granted.
Now let's move to the second pillar, and you'll see how this power structure just keeps building. That pillar is data. AI models aren't born smart. They have to be trained, and they learn by swallowing truly colossal amounts of information, basically the entire digital shadow of our society. And this illustrates the second choke point perfectly. Who actually holds all this data? Just look, the vast majority is not out there in the public domain. It's locked away inside the private ecosystems of the world's biggest tech companies. They own the training grounds. And finally, we get to the pillar that people rarely talk about: energy. This entire system runs on electricity. And not just a little bit. We're talking a staggering, non-stop industrial-scale supply of power just to run and cool these huge data centers 24/7.
To put this into perspective for you, a single large AI data center can burn through as much electricity as a small city. So this isn't just a tech race, it's an energy race. It means you need access to massive, reliable power grids, and that is a geopolitical issue all on its own.
So here's the crucial point. When you map out who actually controls these 3 pillars, compute, data, and energy, a very clear picture emerges. It is not a picture of a decentralized network. It's an oligarchy. Just look at this. It's the same few names, again and again. These are the companies that have built dominant, often interlocking, control across all 3 of these pillars. They design the chips, they own the cloud servers, they hold the biggest data sets, and they operate the mega data centers.
Now this isn't just some academic discussion. This kind of ownership has profound real-world consequences. Because owning the infrastructure means so much more than just owning a product.
It means you have control over the fundamental layer of the 21st century economy. You get to set the prices, you define who gets access, you shape the flow of information, and you ultimately get to decide the direction this technology takes for everyone else.
This says it all, really. We are talking about the private ownership of what is very quickly becoming the most critical infrastructure on the entire planet.
And that forces us to ask a deeply uncomfortable question, doesn't it? If a handful of corporations own the actual machinery that is going to increasingly run our world, who does that future really belong to?
Because the answer, when you look at the evidence, is clear. AI is not owned by everyone. It is controlled by a few.